love you so. We're taking good care of you. Let me hear you. We love you so.
We take good care of you. B&M understands. We love you so. We take good care of you. Only the B&M understands.
Only in the P&M.
We love you so. We take good care of you. Only the
You love the P&M? I'm not hearing you. You love the P&M? You love the political leader? And I love you. Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, Senator the Honourable Laura Lizama Leasing, Dr. the Honourable Keith Rowley, political leader of the People's National Movement and Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West, and the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Give him a Siparia welcome. My friend and colleague, the Honourable Foster Cummins, General Secretary of the People's National Movement, Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, and Minister of Youth Development and National Service. Well, the firebrand this evening and every night is the Honourable Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal. You agree with me? Minister in the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Legal Affairs. My friend from Point 14. We were both mayors together. Mr. Kennedy Richards, Member of Parliament for Point 14. And you could give him a round of applause. I remember when I was in local government, Kennedy would call me every day. He always have a problem. He always on something for the people of Point 14. And I want to hear it for these two young gentlemen, Mr. Kamaluddin Ghani and Mr. Jelon Lewis. They are our future. I started off just like you all, and you all have very far to reach under this Prime Minister who advocates for youth in this country. I want to recognize my colleague, the Member of Parliament for Labrie and the Minister of Labour, and give him a special round of applause. Stephen McClashley. He's very quiet, but he's very assertive. I want to recognize Ms. Jo Newell Williams, the advisor to the political leader. Elections Officer and Coordinator, Mr. Indar Parasram. The Executive of the Siparia and Penal Debe constituency. And our hard-working Operations Officer, Ms. Irene Hines. You wonderful people of the borough of Siparia. Good evening to my P&M family. Good evening. As a former Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, and now the Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, I have been through the length and breadth of this country, and Siparia is no stranger to me. But on this occasion, it will be the first time that I am officially here to congratulate the people of Siparia on attaining borough status since the passage of the bill in Parliament. It is indeed great to be here to celebrate with you all today. It is no secret that I have always been passionate about local government, and it will always be close to my heart. The focus of this government, under the leadership of our political leader, Dr. Keith Rowley, has always been putting people first. And this is what we did when the motion from the Council of Siparia Corporation was received in 2019, requesting that the government has taken steps to declare this municipality as a borough. It was during my term as the first servant in the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government that the Siparia Corporation moved this very motion, which was unanimously approved by all members of council. And let me repeat it. It was moved by all members of the council. I recall it was only yesterday at their statutory meeting, which I was there personally in January 2019, where based on significant commercial, social, cultural, and administrative developments within the region over the years, they called on the government to declare the municipality a borough, and we answered this call, which resulted in the elevation of status today. Madam Chairman, permit me to recognize, because this is history, I want to recognize Mr. Christopher Insonos, and I would like him to stand, please. And remain standing. Gerard Debisset. Alston Kado. Maurice Alexander. Christine Neptune. Arlene Ramdev. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Insonos moved the motion and Gerald Debisset second the motion for we to be standing here today in the borough of Siparia. And all the other members of the corporation, which were UNC members, they didn't go against it. So we are here celebrating, and we are here to fulfill the needs of the people in this new borough. For you, the people of Siparia, who were born and raised in this municipality, you must be filled with pride. Now you can boast of residing in a borough with the second most number of businesses in the southern region. This title will bring greater recognition to Siparia and will allow greater opportunities for employment for your children and grandchildren, public-private partnerships, international collaborations, and so much more. Local government was a promise we, the People's National Movement, made when we took office in 2015. One deeply rooted in the acute vision of our leader, the Honourable Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, who was laser-focused on delivering a modern transformation local government system. A system with greater autonomy and accountability, improved governance and administrative structures, secure funding, more effective and efficient delivery of goods and services, balanced and sustainable local economic development, robust monitoring and evaluation to ensure value for money and greater citizenry and civil society participation. What was envisaged was a system capable of bringing government and governance closer to the people by adopting a people-centered approach and putting people first. This is what this election is all about, and this is why our campaign has been strategically coordinated to identify you can expect with the right candidates, and in Siparia and Penal Debe, we have the right candidates to vote for on August 14. Ladies and gentlemen, service to mankind is service to God. And this is what the 141 candidates who have volunteered themselves to serve mankind. It's not about being bigger and better than anybody else. It's a servant. You've been a servant. I have been a servant all my life. I have been working the administrative arm in the corporation. I have been a councillor for 9 years, a mayor for 3 years, a minister of local government for 6 years, and now in agriculture for a year and a couple of months. And I have served for over 40 years in local government. I'm very passionate. I love people. I love local government. We have no corporation in this country could say I have never interacted with all the councillors, all the mayors and chairmen. Not so, Incident? I went around the whole country and met with everybody. I would not pass a CPEP worker straight on the road. You know that. I will stop and talk to you because you all are the backbone of this party and you are the hard-working people of this party. I can speak firsthand why we need local government reform. Because of my experience, I have been on the ground, I have been all over, I worked in all different departments in the San Fernando Corporation, and there's too much red tape and bureaucracy. I served as a shop steward in Owen Hines Union, the Contractors and General Workers Trade Union. I might not look very aggressive, but when I have to get on like that, I will make noise. And I want to share this with you. Because of the same local government reform, we couldn't get funding. And my father was the mayor of San Fernando. And I was a shop steward for the checkers in the San Fernando City Corporation under the Contractors and General Workers Trade Union. And we planned a protest. And I had a placard in my hand in front City Hall in San Fernando saying the mayor must go. The mayor was my father. No, and I was serious. He had to go because when you're in the union, you have to stand by what you say. No, I couldn't go home the night. And there's no laughing matter, it's serious. I had to go up the back door when my mother opened the back door for me to go in my bedroom. And I hid from my father for days. But that is what we have to go through. In local government, you have to beg for what you want. It shouldn't be so. And that is why Dr. Rowley understands what we need at this time. We need the reform. Councillors work very hard. They don't get the recognition. They don't get the funding. It's not possible for them to execute the work that they... And I tell you, I couldn't... You know what I used to have to do? I served as a mayor in opposition. And when work was being done by central government, I used to go and stand up there like if I get the work done. This time I ain't getting the work done, you know. But I go in there to show the people because I have an interest in it. I want the people to know that I could change a street light, I could fix a pothole, we could fix a water leak, we could get the garbage moving. But now with this reform, and let me tell you something, I have a history about this reform before me. I don't want Mrs. Zama to come and give me a note, but I have to tell you, this reform started long time ago, since in the 1500s. And I want to pay special tribute to, you remember Ken Valley? Well, for you all who didn't know who was Ken Valley, he was a member of parliament, he was a minister in this government, he was a hard-working man, and we must recognize all the people who have gone before and who have served this party. It started off with him and it went on to other ministers. It came down to the late Franklin Khan, who have passed away. You remember Franklin Khan? Yeah. Right. He had 15 public consultations throughout the country and everybody wanted local government reform. We had Hazel Manning, the wife of the late Patrick Manning. May his soul rest in peace. And then I came in and I did my part, spent 6 years and do what I have to do. And the baton has been passed to the Honourable Faris Alwari, who is dealing with the legislative matters concerning this. Local government impacts every aspect of our lives, from the time we step out of our homes to communicate to our workplace, even the way we die, because we must go to the cemetery. You see the state of the cemetery in this country? The grass tall. It's bureaucracy to get the grass cut. The corporation, you have to depend on the corporation. They cut when the fields are cut. You all know, some of you all are corporation workers here. You all know what we have to go through. As we know, local government reform has been on the agenda for decades. In the 1500s, the earliest attempt at local government was the establishment of the Cabildo system, which we brought into St. Joseph. Now I am calling these dates so you all will know when you go to campaign, you have these facts. In 1967, we had the Sydenham Committee, which had County Councils Act. In 1974, we had the Hugh Wooden Constitution, which led to the division of St. George County into St. George East and West in 1980. In the 1980s, the enactment of the THA Act. In 1990, the enactment of the Municipal Act of 1990, which had 2 cities, 3 boroughs, and the expansion and rules of the functions of local government. In 1992, the government undertook amendments to the Municipal Corporation Act to the number of regions from 9 to 14 municipalities. In 2004 to 2010, we had the employment of chief officers in the corporation, the establishment of local areas, regional planning. In December 2015 to 2016, that is when we came into office, 14 public consultations were held across the country, and a total of 3,675 persons were in attendance. On May 24, 2019, the Miscellaneous Provisions Local Government Reform Bill was introduced to the Parliament. The bill seeks to amend 9 pieces of legislation and 11 clauses. On March 31st, 2021, the second interim report on the Joint Select Committee on Local Government Reform was presented to the Parliament. And this Joint Select Committee had both government and opposition members. July 5th, 2021, by virtue of the Senate order paper, the report of the Joint Select Committee was laid. July 9, 2021, a motion in the House of Representatives proposed the House adopt the report on the Joint Select Committee. On June 1st, 2022, assent of the bill by the President, Act 11 of 2022. So these are the facts, these are the years, and this is where the PNM have been advocating for local government reform. And ladies and gentlemen, under this Prime Minister, under the People's National Movement, under this government, local government will come to pass. In closing, we have 10 pillars. Security of funding, which is 1, property tax, will allow the corporations to collect residential land property tax to retain taxes to help the corporation in their financial restrictions. I remember growing up as a child, my mother used to, you know, the mothers is the backbone in the family, right? My mother will take me in a taxi. I used to live on Coffee Street. We will go in a taxi and take a taxi down to the City Hall, where we will pay these land and building taxes. My father used to put aside $1, $5, $20 in our jacket pocket. And you know, in the saving money a long time, that's how we used to save money. And we will take this money at the end of the month and go and pay our land and building taxes. And we will get a receipt and we will stick it up in the house on the wall. So we know we pay for that year. Executive authority is another one. Local government bodies in the 14 corporations will be given a level of autonomy similar to the Tobago House of Assembly. And you see how the Tobago House of Assembly is real organized. So we will get there. New responsibilities. Local government bodies will be responsible for school maintenance in your community. Each corporation have schools, not so? So you will be responsible for doing minor maintenance on these schools. We have also social welfare services, sporting programs, and agriculture and local tourism. Local contractors is another one, will come from your community. We won't have a contractor from one area coming into Siparia. No, the contractor will come from here. You will say who you want in this. So we don't want a contractor coming. I don't want to call an area as a P&M area and you get vexed with me. We don't want a contractor coming from another area like Toko or Mayaro doing work in Siparia. It must come from the people who live in this community. Another one is municipal policing. Well, I love this policing thing so much when I went into the ministry. The first thing I did with the mandate of my leader was to ensure he gave a commitment to 100 police officers in each corporation and 200 in the Port of Spain corporation. And you know my leader and your leader, when he tells you something once, he'd rather talk to you again. You just have to get the job done. I got it done. We hired over 747 municipal police officers over that period. We have a few training right now, around 40-something, and then we will take on another 200, fulfilling the whole 1,200 police officers. And the Prime Minister said on Paris Promenade on Saturday night, they're now talking about what they want to do, and we do it already. And we have a lot more. We could infrastructure works, disaster management, involvement of civil society, regional development plans, and much more. But I want to close by saying I want to remind you, the people of the borough of Siparia, that on August 14th, it is very important that we make the right choice. And what is the right choice? And what we voting for? Let me show me a hand, your voting hands. No, I ain't see, like some of you all voting some other party. Right, that's the voting hand. We voting PNM. We voting for reform. We voting red. We voting for the Balize. So live throughout this country, whether it's in Toko, whether it's in Diego Martin, Cedras, San Fernando, we're voting for the People's National Movement. And it's just not about talk. This is a serious election. Don't take anything for granted. Go out there, meet your people, meet the Burgesses, be genuine to them, shake their hands, look into their eyes, and be genuine, because people know when you fool them. And we in the PNM, we're not fake and we're not fooling nobody. So may Almighty God bless our political leader, the People's National Movement, all my colleagues, and all you hard-working people who you, in my view, are the most important people. You put up posters, you carry people to vote, you campaign, you do all the work on the ground to ensure that the candidates win the election. So you all deserve a round of applause. So in closing, once again, may Almighty God bless all of us with good health, with long life, And may he bless our great party and our hard-working Prime Minister who has been carrying this party since in opposition to this present day. So thank you very much, and I love you all.
We love you, so we take good care.